Good morning, everyone. It is deadline day. I'm up here. It is 5 a.m. I've been up since 3 this morning here on Thursday morning, cranking away at the work, trying to get our presentation schedule done. You'll see that today. Your instructions for presenters, you'll see that today. Lining out who's in which rooms and what time. We've been working on all those details this morning. I'm excited. It is now real. All right. So today, Thursday, this is the last day. Deadline day. Get all the work done. You'll have a big chunk of time, an hour in the morning. Then we're going to rotate. We're going to pitch our presentations to the rubric, judged by the rubric around in other classrooms. We'll mix classrooms together as we've been doing over the last 2 weeks. You'll pitch to a new group of people. They'll use the rubric. You'll get that feedback, and then you'll have an hour and a half afterwards to incorporate that feedback. Now, listen, guys, this is plenty of time. We have given you plenty of time. You have 2.5 hours to finish this today. You had 2 hours yesterday. That's a crazy amount of time. There's no excuse, none, for why anyone would not have at least a polished presentation ready to go by today at noon. Okay? No excuses, guys. Get it done. All right. So now to the polished presentations. What does that mean? Today should be, for most groups, really about polishing, not as much about building. If you're still building, that's fine. Finish your building, but then take some time to polish. Polishing is a highly underrated component of presenting and doing this kind of work. There's a lot of time that is dedicated to the building, but then frequently people just stop. That's not the right approach. You need to practice. Every time that I put a presentation together, not only do I build the presentation, but I run through the presentation a couple of times, even if it's just not to anyone else, just me personally running through the presentation in a hotel lobby. I can't tell you how many times I show up about 45 minutes early for a presentation that I'm giving in the hotel lobby. I find a quiet place, and then I go into the corner somewhere and I run through the entire presentation in my head, even thinking down to these are the words I'm going to use with this particular slide, and this is how I want to convey this point. That type of practice and polishing is vital to coming off as confident, in command of the situation, knowing all the information that you are supposed to know at that particular moment. The audience, your listeners, they're responding to all of those cues, right? And those cues are not something that you can fake. Either you know your stuff or you don't. Either you have that confidence coming into the room or you don't. Either you're commanding the room or you're not. It's hard to fake, which is why you authentically need to practice and polish the presentation to get that level of confidence, command, and just the overall respect of your audience. All right, so that's what you should be working on today. All right, so please bring that polish, whatever form that takes, please bring the polish to your presentations today. Know exactly who is speaking and when. Know who is going to be your primary person responding to questions. You might have one person who's going to decide who amongst the group is going to respond to questions. You might have a person who's like, Aliana, why don't you take that question? Fine. Have somebody that is managing the situation. The more that the group is in control of what's happening in that presentation, from the introductions to the thank yous at the end, the higher and the more positively the judges will respond. All right, they're looking for that kind of maturity from you all. They're looking for the adult kinds of skills that we are continuing to push you at STEAM Academy to develop. All right, the more you're showing those adult kinds of skills, the more responsive they're going to be to all presentations, whether you have a great business idea or not. Okay, so that's what we'll do today. Start with work time, final polishing, give the pitch, the presentation. After you give the pitch, you're going to get feedback. Incorporate that feedback, do final polishing, maybe even do a final practice run inside your advisory. Get all that done by noon. If you're a group that is not polished by noon, you should absolutely take the time this afternoon. Forget a beautification project if you need to, and get this presentation to a point of being polished. All right? Focus on getting to polished today. Okay, I'll be around hanging out in the rooms. I've had already about 3 cups of coffee. You can see my hair is a mess. I'm sorry. I'm really excited. We have done such tremendous work as a school over this last week and a half, and I'm excited to show that off. Okay, I hope you are too. I know that I've pushed you really hard, but you've done great work. All we have to do now is get to the finish line and look great doing it.